Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're dissecting a premium co-branded credit card that honestly holds some absolutely invaluable lessons for us savvy spenders. We're talking about the Paytm HDFC Bank Select Credit Card. Now, I've got to drop the kicker right up front. This card, it's officially discontinued. Yep, but don't click away just yet. Analyzing exactly why premium financial products like this one existed, how they structured their rewards, and ultimately why they get pulled from the market, well, it basically gives us a masterclass in how to evaluate the credit cards currently sitting in our own wallets. Okay, let's dive into this fluff-free roadmap for today. We're going to meet the Select card, break down the fees and real costs, check out earning your rewards, explore the travel and lifestyle perks, go over redeeming your points, and finally, hit the final verdict. All right, Section 1, meet the Select card, the premium proposition. So, this is the Paytm HDFC Bank Select Credit Card. Now, back when HDFC and Paytm were heavily pushing their co-branded ecosystem, this specific card was positioned as the absolute top-tier, most premium variant you could get. Its target user profile was laser-focused on the frequent Paytm app spender. Honestly, if you were someone already routing all your shopping, utility bills, and travel bookings through the Paytm app, this thing was literally designed to be your primary payment tool. But, as we've prominently noted, HDFC Bank has officially discontinued it. Still, the underlying blueprint of its benefits remains a totally fascinating case study for us. When new users first got their hands on this card, there was a very specific welcome benefit structure. And no, it wasn't just a free handout. To unlock the activation gift, which was a complete waiver of the joining fee, cardholders had an exact spend threshold to meet. You had to spend a minimum of exactly 50,000 rupees, and strictly within the first 90 days of getting the card. This kind of sequential progress structure, it's super common in premium cards. It's basically designed to make you form a habit of using their product right out of the gate. Moving right along to Section 2, fees and real costs, what you actually pay. Okay, here's the sticker shock, 1,000 rupees. That was the joining fee, and it was also the annual renewal fee for every single year after that. But hey, it's absolutely vital to remember that in India, credit card fees are always subject to taxes. So you have to explicitly factor in that an 18% GST applies to this amount. That pushes your actual out-of-pocket base cost to 1,180 rupees. And while we're on the subject of costs, we absolutely must highlight this massive number, 43.2%. That was the staggeringly steep annual interest rate on this card. That breaks down to about 3.6% every single month. This number is a stark, urgent reminder that paying your credit card balance in full every single month is an absolute must. Because honestly, if you carry a balance, an interest rate this incredibly high will instantly wipe out any of the cashback or rewards you might have earned. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the yearly cost contrasts with the exact waiver target. To get that 1,000 rupee plus GST renewal fee waived for the following year, cardholders had to hit a precise annual target of 1.5 lakh rupees in the preceding 12 months. This right here is exactly how banks incentivize you to consolidate all your daily spending onto one single card. There's just one more cost to keep on your radar. This card carried a 3.5% foreign currency markup. Now, to ensure absolute clarity for everyone, a foreign currency markup is simply a 3.5% extra bank fee charged whenever you buy something in a non-Indian currency. So whether you're traveling abroad or just buying software online from a foreign company, you're paying that extra cut. Let's jump into Section 3, earning your rewards, maximizing cashback. So at the top tier, you earned a highly accelerated 5% cashback on all spends within the Paytm app itself. This covered things like mobile recharges, utility bills, travel, and movies. But check the fine print because they capped this at 1,500 rupees per month. The next tier down offered 3% cashback on specific select brands. We're talking Ajio, Swiggy, Uber, and BigBasket, and that was capped at 500 rupees per month. Finally, for literally all other eligible retail spends, the card offered a pretty standard 1% base earning rate, which was capped at 2,000 rupees a month. However, it's equally important to know where you earn absolutely nothing. This card offered zero cashback on fuel purchases, rental payments, and government spends. Guys, this is a crucial lesson for any cardholder. Always, always read the exclusion list. Because cheerfully swiping your card for a massive monthly rent payment, expecting a shower of reward points, will only lead to deep, agonizing disappointment when the statement arrives and you realize you've earned absolutely zilch. Section 4. Travel and lifestyle perks, beyond the points. And this brilliantly illustrates the divide in travel perks here. For domestic travel, the card offered a rather generous lounge policy, 8 complimentary visits annually, capped at a maximum of 2 per quarter. For a card with a 1,000 rupee fee, that's genuinely excellent. But international lounge access? Simply not applicable. Literally 0 visits. This clearly defined it as a card heavily skewed toward the domestic traveler. Now, aside from the airport lounges, the card offered some incremental quarterly spend milestones. If you spent 50,000 rupees in a calendar quarter, and importantly, only non-EMI spends were considered here, you were rewarded with a 500 rupee gift voucher for wellness, shopping, or food delivery. On top of that, you got a flat 5% cashback on Paytm movies, a 20% dining discount via Dineout, and your standard 1% fuel surcharge waiver for fuel purchases over 400 rupees, capped at 500 rupees in savings per month. All right, Section 5. Redeeming your reward points. Cashing in. So the points you racked up were called cash points. If you redeemed them for cashback, which was given to you as Paytm Gift Vouchers to use basically anywhere Paytm is accepted, the conversion was a fantastic 1-to-1 ratio. 1 cash point equaled exactly 1 rupee. However, if you took those exact same points and tried to redeem them on HDFC's Smart Buy portal for flights or hotels, the value absolutely plummeted. 1 cash point only gave you 30 paise in travel value. Clearly, the smartest move was always the cashback. And best of all, HDFC charged absolutely 0 rewards redemption fees for this specific card, which is a rare treat. And that brings us to Section 6, the final verdict, pros and cons. So, the crucial point is weighing these features objectively. On the pros side, as the most premium HDFC Paytm variant, that 5% earn rate on the Paytm app was incredibly high for brand loyalists. And getting 8 domestic lounge visits for a waivable 1,000 rupee fee? Very strong. But man, there were some serious cons. A 1% return on general retail spending is quite poor, and the milestone reward of a 500 rupee voucher for spending 50,000 rupees was undeniably weak. The reality is, competitors just outpaced it. Cards with similar fees, like the lifetime free Amazon Pay ICIC card or the 500 rupee Flipkart Axis card, offered far superior general benefits for anyone who didn't live exclusively inside the Paytm ecosystem. Which brings us to our final thought for the day. The Paytm HDFC Select card was great, sure, but really only for a very specific type of user. The market just moves way too fast, and better general options eventually made it obsolete. So, as co-branded cards constantly evolve, does a discontinued premium card like this reveal exactly what true value we should demand next? I think it shows us that a high headline rate just isn't enough anymore. The underlying everyday value has to be there too. Keep these metrics in mind the very next time a bank offers you their shiny new piece of plastic. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.